I'll start with Tyler. Just your thoughts on how everything went for you since arriving with the Canucks. And, I'm sure you didn't end up playing as many games as you wanted, and the pandemic kind of got in the way. But how did you enjoy your time during the playoff run with Vancouver, and how does that play into the decision you have to make here in the offseason?
Well, obviously, when I first got to Vancouver, I was really excited, knowing Tanner was going to be there to kind of help my transition, and him being traded before. So that definitely made everything a lot easier, and my transition was super easy. Thought I fit in really, really well on the ice and off the ice with all the guys. But like you said, it was a little shorter than I wanted it to be. Obviously, the playoffs was a little disappointing, getting hurt in the first game and missing all that time. But being able to watch all the guys and how well they played and how well they fought together was pretty impressive. And obviously, I tried everything I could to get back, and it was a lot of fun to be able to experience that with all the guys.
Next up, we'll go to Ian McIntyre, Sportsnet.
How hurt were you, Tyler? How much, at what percentage would you say you were playing at when you came back?
I mean, obviously, I wasn't comfortable. I couldn't tell you how I was feeling. It's the playoffs. A lot of guys were hurt and stuff. I'm not going to be here to make excuses for myself or anything. I came back and wanted to do everything I could, and obviously, I wish I could have done a little bit more to push the team over the edge.
Next up, Patrick Johnston, Post Media.
Tyler, and then maybe Tanner, you can weigh in on this. You guys have had a lot of coaches in your career. How does Travis compare? What makes him stand out? What's sort of his signature thing that you would say about him?
Well, I think Greener is really good. He listens to what the players are saying. He spends a lot of time trying to read the room and see how all the guys are, especially the younger guys, with how many of the younger guys there are on the team. He leans on the older guys, and I know Tanner can say the same thing. When I first got there, he was asking me about how the room was and little things like that.
Yeah, he's definitely a player's guy. Like Ty said, he counts on to get guys' opinions a lot, and not just his way, and see how guys are feeling. It's kind of understanding what the player's point of view is too.
Next up, Daniel Wagner, Glacier Media.
Tyler, obviously you already talked about maybe not playing as many games as you had hoped when you came to Vancouver. Do you somehow maybe feel like you still have something to prove in Vancouver, that maybe that's something that would affect your decision this offseason?
Oh, I mean, like I said, coming in, I thought I fit in really well, and playing on the line with the two guys that I was put with definitely helped and made it a lot more fun. But yeah, at the same time, losing the playoffs, there's always something left to prove. No matter where you are, you want to win the last game of the season, and obviously we didn't do that.
Back to Ian McIntyre, Sportsnet.
This question for both of you, if you want to answer it first, Tyler, while you're fresh, and Tanner, you can remember it. Was the bubble mentally, psychologically, was that harder than you expected? And if the NHL asked you again to do it, would you do it again?
Well, I mean, for me, it was a little bit of a different experience, not being able to really do anything when I was out and all that. So it was definitely, it takes a toll on you. I mean, Tanner can say something different because he has a son at home, but I definitely miss my wife and my dog at home at certain points. Like I said, especially when I wasn't being able to do anything. But at the same time, it was kind of fun being with the guys and being able to have that bonding experience that you normally wouldn't really have for that amount of period during the season.
Yeah, I think you go away for the first couple of weeks and it's kind of feels like a normal road trip. without the fact that you could leave the hotel and go do stuff outside. But then I thought as it dragged on a bit, it starts to settle in that you really have no idea when you're going to be home and see your family, and looking at your family through a screen, it gets old. But at the same time, I think, NHL did the best job they could for the circumstances.
Go to Gemma Karsten-Smith, Canadian Press.
Hi, guys. Tyler, I'm wondering if you can talk about heading into free agency. What different factors are part of what you're looking at? If it's about location or getting term, or what you're looking at in a new contract here.
I mean, obviously, just first things first is I want to. I'm talking to my agent the past couple of days. Want to talk to Jim and see where he's at and where the team's at, because that's priority number one as of right now. And I want to say that I haven't really thought about it a whole lot, but it's definitely at the time of my life where you have to, and you definitely want the security for yourself and for your family and all those things. So like I said, I want to stay in Vancouver, and that's my number one priority as of right now. And if things progress and not in the right direction, then that's when I have to think about going to a different place.
Chris Faber, Canucks Army. Go ahead, Chris.
Oh, can you hear me?
Yeah.
All right. Question is for Tanner. Just wondering, you had a nice bounce back season. You finished 5th in scoring in the regular season. And I think a lot of that's probably to do with, the center and I guess the chemistry that you developed with Bo Horvat. So I'm wondering what about his game is something that matches well with yours?
I think it's just kind of, I've always said everything get-go is how I was brought up in this league. And, same with Tyler, came kind of defensive first, and, start from there and make your way to the ozone and kind of let, skill and smarts take over. And obviously Bo's a heck of a centerman. And, as a time went on, obviously we got the hard matchups. And I think, just playing with Bo, that's who they won on those matchups. So it's kind of their task at hand. And so really, if you're not good defensively against them, or try to be at least, you're going to get smoked. So I think that was the easiest thing, that we kind of had the same mentality looking at it that way.
Ian McIntyre, Sportsnet.
Hey, Tyler, interesting to hear that you want staying in Vancouver is your top priority. So what was it about the situation? How big a factor is that this is appears to be an up and coming team, and there's a chance maybe to win a lot of games here with some good players in the next few years if you stay? Just maybe walk me through your thought process on that.
I mean, obviously, like you said, they have some kids in this organization, and some guys that really stepped up and showed that they are ready to take the next step. And not that they aren't already all-stars, because they are, but with Petey, Huggy, we were joking about being in the bubble. I think I said multiple times that I thought Bo was 35 years old, but he's 24 or whatever he is. So it's pretty impressive to see what these guys did. And then even some of the old guys like Millsy, he's not old either. So it's definitely an exciting time to be in Vancouver. And it's definitely something that people want to be a part of now.
Daniel Wagner, Glacier Media.
Tanner, you talked about what worked well defensively with Horvat playing in a matchup role, but you also hit a career high in points. What really clicked for you offensively this season, hitting a career high in points despite the shortened season?
I think just confidence. I think confidence is such a big thing, within the, professional sports. And if you have it, things seem to help you go your way. And I think last year helped me out a lot for how crappy it was being traded twice, but definitely felt like I've found a home in Vancouver at the end of last year and carried it over into this year. And but yeah, it's when things are going like that and you're confident in yourself, the coach is confident in you, it makes going to the rink a whole lot easier.
Next, we have Barry DeLay, Global.
Hey, Tanner, wondering if you can just talk how much Tyler would help this team having a healthy Tyler next year. How does that help the Canucks be more of a contender if he doesn't sign here?
Can you repeat the question? You kind of cut out there a bit.
Oh, sorry. How much does Tyler, how much effect do you have on this team playing as a healthy player next year all year?
Yeah, well, I think you look at his, what did we play before the COVID, 10 games? Whatever it was. Like, yeah. I think he was a point per game or a point per game. And I think it was a small sample size, but it definitely was a good sample size. And, you know, I'll be biased till the end of time, but he definitely can help us. And I'm hoping that he's back in blue. So we'll see.
And we'll take a final question from Ian McIntyre, Sportsnet.
Hey, Tanner, this is for you. And I guess Tyler finally relented. He got tired of you lobbying him, I guess, to stay. But, you know, you've been around the league. You know that teams have hard decisions to make. And you see this team that you're on now just kind of breaking through. And yet there's going to be questions about, you know, who they can keep and who maybe they can't afford. Do you worry that just when you're on the cusp of something here, just the financials of the game may make it difficult to keep the team together? Do you worry about that at all?
Yeah, it definitely, I think it crosses everyone's mind. But at the same time, it's part of the business. But and especially with this, I mean, the flat cap, that doesn't really help anyone out. So yeah, I mean, everyone's hoping we can keep the crew together, and you know, we liked where we ended up, and it just kind of, you know, put the realization into all of us of what we could do if we all stick together. And I mean, we're 1 win away from going to the conference final, and so hopefully when time comes, you know, a lot of us and a lot of the guys are coming back.